1. The carriers with no symptoms at all. If you study the different pandemics ever, you'd understand that the mystery of the Chinese infection's prosperity isn't its high pace of spread or even fatalities. We've managed far deadlier ailments than this one before. It's no place near the Black Death or the Spanish flu in its passing tally or pace of disease. It is, be that as it may, distinctive in one way. Contaminated individuals could approach their lives with gentle or even no side effects by any means, helping it reach much a larger number of individuals than any of those ailments ever could. It makes, essentially, a general public brimming with typhoid Marys, or maybe more fittingly for our time, coronavirus Karens. What researchers don't have the foggiest idea, however, is what number of these cases are out there. Now, known contaminations or mainstream hotspots can't be exclusively liable for the downpour of cases pouring in continuously. While there have been numerous cases wherein patients with gentle or no side effects were tried positive for the infection, those are just the ones we had the option to test. Individuals with a runny nose or hack tend to not consider it a serious deal, and as indicated by numerous specialists and researchers, they might be the essential purpose for the staggeringly fast spread of the virus. 2. Why are children so good at fighting it? It's no breaking news that the novel coronavirus strain influences everybody in an unexpected way. The quantity of fatalities are root higher for the moderately more established individuals, which is famously clarified by their debilitated invulnerability. That seems like a natural clarification, however not in the event that you consider that the infection is essentially insufficient on youngsters. Contrasted with grown-up fatalities, the quantity of fatalities among youngsters have been, fortunately, nearly negligible. While it's very extraordinary news, it's additionally peculiar, as children nowadays are not really known for their high insusceptibility to infections, or wellness. Truth be told, kids are for the most part at an excessively higher danger of contracting respiratory viral diseases, similar to the regular influenza. But, a lot more individuals expected to have better systems to ward off the infection have kicked the bucket from it than children, and we truly have no clue why. 3. How do patients recover? Now, we have a genuinely smart thought about how the novel coronavirus executes its casualties, regardless of whether a considerable lot of the conditions paving the way to that point are still covered in riddle. What we despite everything don't totally see, however, is the means by which anybody recuperates from it. Usually for different maladies, patients recoup by creating antibodies, which don't simply assist them with fending off the present sickness, yet additionally secure their body against future assaults by a similar strain. That resistance may not be perpetual, as on account of the influenza infection, however the body despite everything holds a few indications of having fended off the disease. That's not the situation for a shockingly high number of recouped COVID-19 patients, and specialists are attempting to get why. In one examination done in China, the vast majority of the recouped had created antibodies explicitly implied for the SARS-CoV-2 strain, which is the manner by which we'd expect it would work. 30% of the patients, be that as it may, had no indications of those or some other related antibodies, and it's hazy how their bodies recouped at all. 4. How does it spread? Most nations around the globe are putting forth a valiant effort to stem the pace of disease, including exacting estimates like lawfully authorized lockdowns and social separating rules. The entirety of that, in any case, depends on the supposition that all that we think about the infection is right. As increasingly more research is indicating us, we know practically nothing, and our counteraction systems should reliably develop in the event that we get any opportunity of battling this. The greatest secret of the COVID-19 pandemic is that we essentially have no clue how it spreads, and any individual who says they do is simply hazarding a supposition. While it was before accepted that it could just spread by means of physical touch, new research proposes that the infection could stay above water noticeable all around for any longer than we recently suspected, and doesn't require transporters like hack beads to spread. In a potentially related case, a whole ensemble was tainted with the infection in spite of staying away from one another consistently. Once more, it's our best speculation that they got it from the air, as we're as yet not satisfactory on all the manners in which it could spread. 5. The invisible line of transmission. Regardless of whether the quantity of cases the world over is developing at a disturbing rate, we can in any event follow the vast majority of them to potential wellsprings of the infection. Realizing that a medical clinic is a hotspot can assist us with isolating and disengage the region, contact everybody who may have been in its region during the pandemic, and guarantee that it doesn't contribute towards any more infections. Worryingly, however, we're likewise observing many perplexing cases from around the globe with no noticeable course of disease. For one, a little child in Gujarat, India got tainted and kicked the bucket in spite of there being no known cases in that whole area. Also, one man in California turned into the primary American to get the infection without coming into contact with any potential host.